evening and welcome to Cozy Up and Pay Attention. Thank you for coming back. We appreciate you being here. Before we get started, let me please introduce you to, and I'm sure you want to know who that beautiful woman is sitting on my desk, on my counter. That is my wonderful mother, the person that is totally responsible for giving me all the love I need in all the right times, all the right places. I don't need any from you guys. So there. The other part that I'd like you to be familiar with is simple truth. Now, I find it very strange that I fell in love with the water. That pretty much defines who I am. I'm pretty simple, and I tell the truth. Now, I guarantee you if you buy this water, you'll fall in love with it, so that's why I'm talking about it. The other thing that I have fallen in love with, and I better, is my cozyisms. The art of paying attention, the first rule in life. I believe if you pay attention, your life can be a whole lot better than it is today. The other part that's on this table is my can of cozyisms. I can't do the other one, can I? All right, my can of cozyisms. So after a while, my guests and I will go through one of these and discuss how the book came to be, how some of the cozyisms came to be, and find out more about our guests. So my guest this evening is Mark Gordon. And Mark and I have been friends for quite a long time. He's a wonderful person, but he's here tonight, not just because he's a wonderful person, because we want to help promote what he does, what he offers, the city, how you can benefit from what Mark has to offer. And then we get to know a little bit about Mark. So if you would, of course, tell us your name, tell us where you're from, give us a little background, what you do, and how you became involved in your profession.
Well, I am Mark Gordon Buckley. I am the muscle relaxer your doctor should prescribe and the pain reliever you deserve. I work on those nagging aches and pains. That includes husbands and wives. Send them to me and I'll send them back relaxed. Do you know somebody who stepped off the curb and twisted an ankle? Has just a little carpal tunnel problem going on. Or a hitch in their giddy up. Have them give Mark Gordon, the muscle relaxer, a call. So that's what I do, is I actually take care of people's muscular problems. I really specialized in aches and pains and problems that continue on for long periods of time, and especially those that have tried medicines, have tried the workouts, have tried everything, and nothing seems to work. Well, maybe your muscles need to be put back in the place they belong. So I kind of started with massage. Well, I guess if you really want to start it, back in just after high school, I actually worked on massage therapists. They would come to me and trade me massages to have me work on them. Well, I didn't take the universe's hint and continue on that path. I decided I'm going to Virginia and I'm going to go do other things. And I went to Virginia, which is where I was born, Warrenton, Virginia, just a little town that nobody's ever heard of, and probably not a bad thing. So I went there and I actually got into bartending and waiting tables and all that fun stuff. And eventually I got sick of it and I moved out to Vegas. I just said, let's go. You know, I didn't know anybody here. I drove into this town and on Flamingo Road, my truck broke down right as I was passing it. So I pulled into a place called, was it Pet Reserve or something, you know, they take care of your animals. And so I had my cat with me because he traveled all the way across the country with me, and she kept me awake by tapping my shoulders. The cutest thing. She was just such a good cat. I loved her. And so I asked him how much would it cost to take care of my cat for a day while I go find a job, because I came here, I had 75 bucks and a broken down truck. That was it. That was all I had. And she said it'd be $12 a day, but are you really looking for a job? And I'm just going, well, yeah. I mean, why would I pay you money to keep my cat to just go stand on the street corner? I'm just not that kind of person. So by the end of the week, I had 3 jobs. One of them was actually pet care, going to people's house, scooping dog poop, taking dogs for walks, animal hospital type stuff. It was very fun. I didn't have to see a single human being. It was great. And then, 2009 hit, and yep, we're gonna have to fire you. what? 4 years of working hard and taking care of all these animals, and just at the end of the month, you got to go. Because we went from 550 customers to 120.
Recession.
Yep. And my boss can do 120 houses at the time in a day, because I could do 120 houses in a day. So I decided, well, I'll go to school for massage. So I went and looked at it and went in and found out, unfortunately, I already knew most of the stuff they were teaching just because I watch people, I learn from people, I imitate people. So I went through the classes and stuff and had a really good time and figured out I want to specialize in injuries.
That was my question. Go.
So I like injuries because I liked watching people come in with a limp and get up and just walk out and go, it doesn't hurt, or people call me the next day and go, man, I just had the best 8 hours of sleep I've had in 20 years. That's because that's a really big thing, is sleep. That really helps with your health. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going to get healthy. So you got to balance it. And pain stops you from sleeping.
It does.
And so does a full stomach. Don't eat and go to bed. That's a bad thing. So yeah, just make
little nutritional tip here.
Hey, it's all a big system.
Yes, sir.
That's I've even done some insurance work and stuff, and I don't like it because insurance companies say, well, if it's carpal tunnel, we can work from here to here. Well, 80 to 90% of the time, the problem's up here. So, let's work the whole thing as a system, because your body is a system. One of my greatest kind of things that happened while I was doing it was this gentleman kept coming to me and he just wanted 30-minute massages, just a little bit to get his shoulders so he could go to sleep and get through the weekend and then start all over again. And finally I talked him into my hour-and-a-half full body session. About halfway through, I was working on his feet and one of his toes popped. And I mean audibly popped. So much he actually sat up from the table and went, "What was that?" "That was your toe." So the next day he called me and goes, "My shoulders don't hurt." And then he came back next week and goes, "I broke that toe when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I barely remember it, but toes don't get reset. It's like fingers. You don't really put them back the way they were. You just kind of hold them in place as best you can and you move on." Well, toes connect to shoulders.
Who knew?
Yeah.
So Mark, do you have a website? We will put all of Mark's information will be on our website, but for someone that may be listening right now, because you just gave wonderful information, where can we find you? Where can the audience find you?
The easiest way to get a hold of me is just a phone call or a text message at 702-466-2626. The muscle relaxer will call you back. I am not the most prompt to, because if I am working on somebody, I do not answer my phone. If I am working at all, I do not answer my phone. It does not matter what the job is. So I'll call you back in 24 hours or so. And texting is always faster. So, but that's my big thing. I don't really do a lot of web stuff because I am pretty much computer illiterate.
Okay. That's all. We just want you, we have you here to let Vegas residents know all of the professional businesses that are out there. I'm going to have people on the Cozy Up and Pay Attention show, and then we want them to be able to find you if they need you. Yeah. So we're going to move on to the next part of our show, and it's almost a cozy corner. Remember Cozy's Corner? Well, it's not comedy. Sorta, maybe,
yeah,
almost, sorta, maybe.
It's always comedy. Do we ever turn off?
Yes, dang it. I'm retired. You people need to get over it already. I'm trying to tell myself I'm retired. I am. This is a serious show, except I can't stay serious. So in this wonderful jar that I talked about before is the can of cozyisms. And because of the pandemic, I cannot allow you to pick your own. So I'm going to close my eye. And I'm going to pick one.
You got just one?
I've got lots of them in here.
No, your eye.
I've got what?
You said you were going to close your eye. I didn't know you became a cyclops.
Shut up. Just shut up. We got guests watching. Don't make me act ugly. All right. People can see they're both closed. And I'm going to pick a cozyism. Now, I'm going to make sure, okay. So can you read that?
If you turn it right side up.
Yeah, see, that's what I did for Gail also. So what's it say?
The mirror is on the wall for everybody to see.
Okay. So take that out. So it's not good for my next guest. Have you in fact read my book and read the cozyism?
Actually, I read it on my Kindle
Okay.
when it first came out.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
So as you know, they make you think, they make you say, ah, they make you say, they make you say, oh, hell.
and the pictures really
The art
say a
is-
lot.
the art
if you just get the book
connected.
and you can really
Yes.
just zone on it.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. So the mirror is on the wall for all to see. We usually do 2 cozyisms a show, unless one just takes us through our 30 minutes. What did you think, or what comes to mind when you hear the mirror is on the wall for all to see?
Well, a lot of times, to me, it always seemed to feel like it was, what do you see in the mirror is usually what others see. You know, it may be slight difference of angles, but you know, you are looking at yourself and from the outside point of view, because the mirror actually flips the picture around and makes you look at it from the exact angle that you're looking at me. So I always thought that was a really interesting thing, and when everybody else can see you, it's just like what you see in the mirror, you know. So you do your touch-ups beforehand, you know. That was always a kind of an interesting thing to me, how we look at the mirror. You know.
And when the cozyisms come into my head usually from situations that are either very funny or very serious, and that's why some of them are funnier than others. When I'm around people, observing and watching them, not paying attention, right? Paying attention is everything. When you think you're fooling, the mirror is on the wall, fooling someone. When you think you're gliding by. So we can use that in terms of a job, in a lighter way, but the same thing. You're not doing a great job. You're not putting your all into it. You're in a relationship. You're not putting your all into it. Friendship, you're not putting your all into it. Now, as you, as an individual, may believe you're getting away with it, wink, wink, right?
Yeah.
The reality is we all see the disguise, the deceit,
The mask.
the untruth. And so, yes, with this one, and I can think of what happened in some of these instances when I wrote these cozyisms, but when I read them back, I can definitely see them in here, because they should speak to me, doggone it, since I wrote the doggone book, they better speak to me.
Let's hope so.
Let's hope so. So, in other words, and let's cut this bad boy down. If we don't need a podcast of Cozy can't interpret her own doggone cozyisms. So the mirror is on the wall for all to see. People, stop trying to act like you're fooling someone. Right. Stop trying to believe that you're pulling something over or you're getting over. There's no such thing as getting over. The truth, I'm not going to say set you free. It's just there. That could have been a cozyism. The truth is there for all to see. The mirror of the truth. So the mirror, in this respect, is talking about the truth. The truth is, and I had this conversation with Gail, the one word that's going to bring itself up, each and every guest I have on here, is the other word that I am, along with paying attention, is called communication. And again, you can ask someone, does this look good on me? And they say yes, and the mirror is on the wall. You should not be wearing that. You should not have, some people say, Does she really think she looks good with that hairstyle? Well, the answer is yes, she does. I don't care about your mirror. My mirror, I look gorgeous in it. And that is the very reason I wear this hairstyle. I love my hairstyle.
I love your hairstyle.
Thank you. So
I used to have a mohawk.
Did you used to have a mohawk?
Yeah.
Well, so did I. I had a mohawk from 1980 to 1990.
Yeah.
I had a mohawk when the world at large was not wearing mohawk.
Right.
Mohawks. When I had a mohawk, it was me and Mr. T that had mohawks. Remember Mr. T?
Yeah.
I'll pity the fool. Well, we were both walking around, not giving a hoot.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy. But back to the mirror on the wall. What is it that you see? And here's the other part that's important. Who are you around that's not telling you what you should see? Now that's back to communication. Do you want the reality of what's in that mirror, or do you not? Do you like people being honest with you, Mark?
I like people being honest with me when it's a true honesty and not when it's there to start drama. Does that make sense?
Mm-mm.
Well, there are a lot of people in this world that will tell you what you want to hear. And it's not the truth.
Stop. That's not the question. We're not taking that apart. Listen to my question. Do you like people or appreciate people telling you the truth? Let's use the word for Webster. See, I'm very much into Webster. I should have been one of their heirs. I love Webster. I love the dictionary. I really do. And we have taken words. What we have done to words, the entire Webster family is turning over in their grave. The word is truth, Mark. In Webster, truth means honest. So we're not saying what they may want it to be. I say to you, even though I love your shoes, those really don't work for you.
Yeah.
That's my truth.
Right.
See? Do you appreciate when someone is really telling you the truth? Someone that you care about will make a comment about whatever, something you said, something you're wearing, something you cooked, even. How does the truth work for you?
I like it, like I said, when it's actually the truth and it's not being turned to just hurt somebody. You know, it's being honest without the brutal stick. You know, you can say, you know, that doesn't look so great. You might want to try something else out. Versus, that looks fucking horrible. You should take that off right now. You know, that just doesn't, that's just being an a-hole to me. So the truth can be multiple things at one time. And I like it when people approach things with the same courtesy I try to approach them with. You know, I love my shoes and frankly don't care that people don't like them. I mean, I have had people like, they look like you got toes on.
And
it's
I
like,
love those.
so what?
I saw
that's
those at
what
the
I
airport.
love.
I love those.
They're so comfortable,
Yes.
you know, and that's how your feet are supposed to move.
Right.
That's a whole other story.
Right.
But it's the whole thing of some people try to start trouble by telling the truth. And some people try to fix the problem by telling the truth.
Right.
I like the people who are trying to fix the problem, not create the drama.
Right.
And that's what I mean by that, is how people use the truth. You know, just like anything, it's, you know, coming in here, I almost got hit by a car, like literally like right before I come in, because some person's on the phone coming out of the driveway. You know, hey man, slow down, take your time.
That would have been the truth.
Yeah, I kind of.
We don't want to know what else you called me.
But you know, it was like that kind of person is more interested in causing trouble and starting a fight because they can't take responsibility for their own actions.
I think
you know?
I think the truth is more accepted by people who care.
Right.
How's that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, by people who care.
Yeah.
And they may sometimes be a little harsh, but it's also done with love.
Right. And that's what I mean is the difference of it's from a loving spot versus I just want to take you down a peg spot.
Right.
So, because there's enough of that on the internet.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the internet. All right, so that is one cozyism. Yes? One cozyism. And let's see. Let's have another one. Is it upside? This is hilarious. I mean, always upside down and facing me. What does that one say?
What you wanted from your parents yesterday, are you needs from others today?
Are your? Did I put you?
You.
Oh heck, there's a typo. Yes, are your needs. So what you wanted from your that's right. What you wanted from your parents yesterday are your needs from others today. Ta 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 tum. Ta ta tum. So what do you hear when you hear that one? That's a good one.
It's a really deep one. That one's a whole conversation within itself.
Well, we have minutes here.
So okay, as long as we got time.
We got minutes. we got all day. Moving along, Mark. What do you think? Come on, we know.
Yeah, it's a really true thing, because when you don't feel loved by your parents, that's what you go looking for. And I mean, and I've been a bartender. I've seen that from the front row, and it leads down to some very bad places if you don't learn to love yourself. If you don't learn to fill that gap that your parents left, you're going to find another way to fill it.
Or, to put it another way, the parents out there, today or tomorrow's parents, learn to give and to know what your kids, what they need to be healthier adults.
Because I see this one with is kind of like one of the things that's going on in this country a lot right now, where I've got what I wanted. I don't need to teach my kids anything. And it's like, dude, teach what you didn't know when you got to be an adult. You know, you should be teaching that to your kids now.
Do parents actually, have you heard parents say that?
I've actually watched it.
Really?
Well, I mean, my wife has grandkids and I've raised them, you know, and their parents love them, but was always at work, didn't pay attention, one of them, their mother was just, I'm not going to say anything, was just not worth the effort of talking about. She didn't pay attention to the kids. She didn't do anything for them. She was telling everybody they're making A's and B's and C's and stuff. They're all making D's and F's, you know, because nobody would sit down and make them do anything, because she didn't grow up that way. And I always thought you should fix your weaknesses. And if your weakness is, you know, cooking, teach your kids to cook, you know, because that's what I did. I learned to cook at a young age because I was a single mother that was, you know, took care of me. And for my sister and I, if I didn't cook, we didn't eat.
There you go.
So,
and so yeah, you're right. It is, but my point is, and because we've got minutes to talk about it anyway, is for parents to please do us as a society a favor and start paying more attention to your children. Start doing homework with them, making sure it's done, making sure they go to school.
Read
if your
for 30
kid comes
minutes every day and out loud for 10 for kids.
Yeah. If they're not bringing home homework, why not? If they're not bringing home a report card, why not? Why are your children, and I speak to, in public schools here in Clark County, 5th graders through 9th graders. And I've asked the kids to raise their hand if their clothes are on the floor. And they actually raise their hand with a smile on their face. Huh? They're just so excited. What the heck?
I can't say nothing about
Why
that.
are your clothes on the floor?
That's where I dropped them when I came in.
Did you do that too?
Oh, I do that all the time.
Huh?
I am Pigpen. I am not an organized person.
Well, then stop.
You know,
Stop. We're not talking about organization. We're talking about neat.
Yeah, but organization and neat
kind of
coincide.
No. So, oh my goodness. Oh my God. He walked into the web to the spider to the fly. So when they're on the floor, I hate to ask this, but I'm going to ask it because she's not here. Does Gail pick them up or do you pick them up?
I pick them up.
At what point do you pick them up?
Usually after I get a nice pile together so I can go wash clothes.
And I know you have a washer and dryer, yes?
I do not have a dryer.
But you have a washer.
Yes.
And they can't go in the washer until they're stacked and you're falling over them?
No, I wash them continuously. I have my little piles, and
Are you kidding me? You
No.
take clothes off and just drop them on the floor?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got
My
all kind of
dogs
spit.
love
Can
it.
you see all these spots, all the bumps on my arm? My whole body right now is just convulsing.
See, but my dogs love it because they get to sleep on my clothes.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. You've got me into a tither, and I don't need to be into a tither at the end of my show. See, this when I do this is I'm in a tither. We've got little time left. You've been a wonderful guest. Oh my God, I've got to have you back. We've got to finish this. In fact, put your name on that particular one so we
Okay.
can just finish discussing this. Oh my God. All right, Mark. For the audience, one more time, your name, what your profession, and your phone number. So, and again, all of your information will be on our website, and they'll be able to find you. So help us out and tell us how we can find you.
So, Mark Gordon Buckley. I am the muscle relaxer. I'm a medical massage therapist. My number is 702-466-2626. So you just give me a call or text, and I'll get back to you, and we'll set something up. So
Thank you. It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
It's always a pleasure to see you.
It's always fun.
And folks, I hate to come to the end of these shows. They're getting better and better. Stick around. I promise you these will get better and better. So as you know, and if you don't, again, I say this and I'll say it every time because I like this ending. You'll learn these words, but more importantly, I hope you learn to live these words. Hold the door, say please, say thank you. Don't steal, don't cheat, and don't lie. I know you've got mountains to climb, but always stay humble and kind. This is Cozy Stone. Cozy up and pay attention. Good night.
Bye.